Students of Honors Part 2, hopefully you are keeping well. I am Siddhartha Shankar, an assistant professor in English in Government Horoganga College, Munshiganj. Dear students, we are continuing from P.B. Shelley's to Skylark. And in this poem, the poet was highly praising the ecstatic song of the Skylark. And this song is almost uncomparable to anything that we find in our eyes, in our human eyes. So, dear students, let's continue from that is stanza 7. And dear students, you are requested to find out the pages from your book, or you may follow the screen. See what is written here. What the word we know not, what is most like thee? From rainbow clouds there flow out, there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. So, dear students, here you see that at the very beginning, the poet is saying, what the word we know not. The poet is actually confused to compare the bird with anything else that is available on the earth, because what is most like the bird, the song of the bird is so much pleasant and so much divine that it cannot be compared with anything that we see in our human eyes. Here you see, from rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see. From rainbow clouds means from the clouds when it rains. It is a very beautiful scenery on earth, human being enjoy it. The droplets of rain soothes our eyes, it pleases our eyes. uh, from rainbow clouds there flow not drops so bright to see, as from thy presence showers a rain of melody. That means your singing is more pleasant than the droplets of rain or shower of rain. That means the song that you produce is more enjoyable than the showers that comes from the clouds. Therefore, here actually the poet doesn't have anything which can really be compared with the song of the Skylark. Now let's move to the next paragraph. Like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden, till the world is wrought, to sympathy with hopes and fears, it heeded not. So here you see, like a poet hidden in the light of thought. We know about the poets. Poets basically actually poets always think themselves to produce poetry, because you know that poetry is the spontaneous overflow of powerful thought, according to the Wordsworth. As a romantic poet, the our poet Shelley also places the poet at a high place. So here the poet is comparing the bird with a poet. The poet Shelley is comparing the bird with a poet. So, like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden. So, here actually, when a poet sings or produces poetry or write poetry, they remain unbidden or spontaneous. The spontaneity is also found in the poets. Here the poet Shelley has given high position of the poets. So here you see, like a poet hidden in the light of thought, singing hymns unbidden. The poets mm, sing spontaneously, and so does the bird. Till the world is wrought to sympathy with hopes and fears, it heeded not. actually here the mm, uh, writer, or here the world expresses its beauty. That means uh, uh, when mm, a poet write poetry, he exposes the beauty uh, of something or the world. So till the world is raw to sympathy with hopes and fears it heeded not. That means here the poet is comparing uh, the song of the skylark with the that world which is devoid of fears. Ah, so actually here the poet mm, has given highly recognition of the poets, and which can be compared with the song of the skylark. Now let's move to the next paragraph. Like a high-born maiden in a palace tower, soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour, with music sweet as love, which overflows her bower. Now here we find another simile, another comparison. Here the poet has comparing the bird with a high-born maiden. This is actually like a fairy tale. You know, when in stories we usually enjoy that princes or maidens are that is confined, or they are imprisoned somewhere, and the prince or the rescue someone is going to rescue her, and the princess the princess fell in love with that prince. So this is a very romantic thing or romantic affair we find that is in fairy tale. So here also the same thing has been presented, and the poet has compared the song of the bird with high-born maiden when she remains in a palace tower, or when that high-born maiden is confined in a palace tower. Uh, that means in a palace, uh, and where soothing her love-laden soul in secret hour. That means in private places, the high-born maiden or the maiden offers love to that to her lover. So here the scenario, the environment is very much romantic and very much pleasant to both of the maiden and the love laden. So here we find a very nice comparison. With music sweet as love, which overflows her bower. And at that time, this sweet music or the music of the love or rhythm of the love overflows, that means overwhelms the bedchamber of that highborn maiden. So here we get a very pleasant picture where the lover and the beloved are in private chamber, and that highborn maiden soothing her love-laden soul with her love. So this type of environment creates when the skylark sings. So this is very much pleasant to the very much pleasant to human being, and this is the song of the skylark has been compared with that highborn maiden. Um, so dear students, in these three stanzas we have found that the poet has tried to compare the song of the bird with something, but actually the poet doesn't have anything. The poet doesn't find anything which is really comparable to the song of the bird, because the bird is actually a heavenly spirit which is supreme to human being. Dear students, hopefully you have enjoyed today's lesson. We will continue the next part of this poem in my next lesson. Thank you for watching.